Kristen. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick, see if I can get this set up. Bear with me. All right. So I have been with doTERRA for almost 10 years, and I definitely had no thoughts of doing the business initially, like so many of us initially. But as I started experiencing incredible things with my kids and just miracle after miracle, I started talking about it and sharing it naturally. And you guys know back then, everybody was a wellness advocate. And so started getting paid for things I didn't even understand. And kind of got me thinking, and I kind of fell into this business. And so after 2 years of kind of sharing with intention, I was able to leave my full-time job and come home with my kids. And I've been doTERRA full-time for, it was 8 years last Thursday, when my second son was born. So, the oils have done incredible things for my family, but I'll be honest with you, the business opportunity has really changed the game. I never thought I would be able to be home with my kids. That was just, we're a two-income household, and that's just how it is in our family. And so I am really grateful to be here. I'm really grateful for this doTERRA opportunity, and to have been able to stick it out for 10 years, because it's been a crazy journey, but I've definitely seen God's hand and purpose in all of it. But 10 years ago, I was just a mom that needed to be empowered with my kids' health. And because one person shared with me, my entire family's lives changed in so many ways than just wellness. And so here we are 10 years later, and through my efforts and the efforts of my beautiful team, we have passed these blessings on to thousands of people. And truly, this is honestly the most unexpected dream job. If you had told me 10 years ago that I would be doing what I am now in network marketing, nonetheless, I never would have believed you. But every day I have the opportunity to connect with people and lift them up and empower them to create the life they desire for themselves and their family, not only with their own health, but many with making an income while making an impact. And so I really love that, we are together truly disrupting healthcare and changing the trajectory of generations together. So what all of you are doing is so incredibly important. And I just want to just give you a round of applause for being here, for showing up, and for showing up for other people with these beautiful tools and resources that we have in doTERRA. So what I'm going to talk about this evening is how to support your customers like a boss, particularly focusing on the wellness consult. Wellness consults, or membership overviews, whatever you like to call them. This is what I like to call the second sale, right? We get them through the door with their enrollment, but if they have those oils and they throw them in a drawer because they don't know what to do with them, you're literally hauling buckets and having to continue to enroll because you're not creating that retention. But on the customer side of things, you are really doing your people a disservice by not helping them learn how to use what they have and see results with what they have. I always tell people, like, I'm not here for the sale, I'm here for the change. And so walking with your customer through this journey is super important. And the very most important first step in that is doing that wellness consult with them. I personally love doing these because relationships are really my top strength. They're all relationship based. And I love this opportunity to really connect with people and get to know them through the wellness consult. Because a lot of times, especially in classes or workshops, if it's for another person and there's a lot of people you don't know, you don't really get to build that relationship as much. You just don't have that time. So this really allows you to do that with that wellness consult. So the goals of a wellness consult for me personally is to teach them how to use what they have, right? You want to make sure they're getting the most out of their investment. And then you want to chat through their health goals, right? And help them make a wish list and introduce them to the different solutions that doTERRA has to offer. So they want more, right? So they know what other solutions are going to benefit them personally. And then last but not least, get them set up on LRP. LRP is truly the crux of our residual income, and it is also the most awesome benefit that customers have through doTERRA. So it's really a win-win for all of us. And so getting people on LRP is really important, and doing that in the wellness consult, it really lends itself to that. So the agenda that I like to kind of run through is unbox their order, right? Go through any products that they may not remember what it does or what it's for. Let them ask questions, kind of get them excited about, a couple little benefits and uses of the things that they got. And then chat through their health goals, right? I usually ask for their top 3 to 4 health goals for themselves and their or their family, whoever they wanted to chat through. And then we build out some simple protocols, right? We taking those health goals, I help them figure out how to plug in what they've got and also make that wish list, right? Other solutions are going to meet their needs that maybe weren't in that initial order. Then we cover how to reorder. and save, which compares, the different ways we can order through doTERRA, and then plugging them into what's next, what's coming up, the different things that can keep them engaged and keep them educated as they're moving forward in their doTERRA journey. So the unboxing. All right. So the first thing we do is we pull everything out, right? I usually do these on Zoom. I'll be honest with you, probably 99.9% of the time these are on Zoom. And so I have them have their products there. We pull things out. They ask questions, and we just kind of go over to make sure they're really comfortable and they're not just going to set something down and let it collect dust. That I want them to make sure they know how to use what they have and get the most out of their investment. And I try to stress that to them. It's like, I'm here to make sure that you didn't waste your money on things that you're never going to use because you have some amazing tools and resources. Then we jump into their top health goals. What are they working on? So the resources I like to use for this, number one, the Live Guide. The Live Guide is, you can actually do an entire wellness consult just with the Live Guide. But that initial, I can't remember what page it is, one of the first couple pages, it has a little area where they can rate themselves on the wellness pyramid. And the great thing about the Live Guide is that you can simply take their lowest ranking ones and make those your health goals or priorities. And then you can simply flip to that page in the Live Guide, whether you have it up on a PDF or whether they have one in their hands. I do like to give these to new customers. They're really affordable through doTERRA. And if you get it through the Class in a Box, you get a bunch of them. That is a great resource and a great tool if you haven't used those yet. But using the Live Guide is a great way to kind of plug them into the different tools and products that are going to meet those particular health goals. I also really like to use reference books. I primarily use the Essentials of the Earth book. I know Peggy talked about that app. I have the app as well. It's really great. But I really like to make sure that I'm looking up things in the book and that I'm placing value in those reference books. And I'll tell you why here in a few minutes. You'll see the strategy behind that. But another reason is because they need to know that, like, you are also looking things up in the book, right? No matter how much of an expert you may appear to be, we all know that none of us know everything about every single essential oil. And especially when someone's coming in and they're new, they are really sometimes overwhelmed, right? There's a lot of oils that do a lot of different things. And so for them to be like, oh, well, she's going into a book, she doesn't know it all, that kind of starts to plant that seed regarding, the business opportunity and kind of take some of that pressure off of feeling like they have to know it all before they can share. Then I like to build value in the must-haves. So as we're going through and making their wish list, I do kind of present to them, hey guys, like, you're going to need oil cap stickers, and you're going to need fractionated coconut oil, and you're going to need veggie capsules. These are the tools that are going to help them get the most out of what they've got. So already, even if they're not looking at purchasing the next things on their wish list, these are things they need to have. So this is going to lend itself to them wanting to go ahead and place that next order because these are things they need right away. I also plug Lifelong Vitality into basically every health goal. I tell people, like, Lifelong Vitality is like the magic bullet in doTERRA. Like, it pretty much touches every single health goal and challenge. And if you are on Lifelong Vitality or you know about Lifelong Vitality, you know that it is truly foundational. As Justin mentioned earlier, our nutrition is the foundation, right? And having Lifelong Vitality on board will solve a multitude of problems. So I sell LLV because I truly believe in it. And so people pick up on that. And so really building that in and building value in the supplements. I also like to build value into the Advantage Collagen or the MetaPower system, depending on what their health goals are, and the PB Restore probiotic. So like the trifecta of products is Lifelong Vitality, Advantage Collagen, and PB Restore. And so really helping them understand the value of those. These are what people, if they didn't get started with, are typically my customers are ordering on their second order or their first LRP order. So it's definitely important to be, and then of course from a business perspective, those are very consumable, right? Like, we're not reordering necessarily our oils every single month because they last a really long time. So building value in those supplements and those consumable products and those reorder items is really going to lend itself for that long-term residual income that we are all looking to build. Then I like to cover the 2 ways to order. And I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of an example of what I say as if I were speaking to you as my customer. So when it comes to doTERRA, you have 2 ways to order through your account. The first way is a standard one-time order. And you get your 25% wholesale discount. You get that discount no matter how you order. You have that for a year. It's a really great opportunity to save a lot of money. But there's an even better way to order through doTERRA, and that is through the loyalty rewards program. Now, this is simply an optional benefit of your membership, right? It is based on a monthly order, but there are no minimums. You can order as one thing or 20 things is completely up to you. You can change your ship date whenever you want. You can cancel at any time. It's super flexible. But what I love about loyalty rewards is that it saves me a ton of money, and it will save you a ton of money as well, because when you start ordering through this program, you start getting 10% back of everything you spend. And then every 3 months, it increases 5% until it maxes out at 30% back. So for me, I'm getting 30% back on everything I spend plus my 25% discount. So I'm saving 55% over retail. Loyalty rewards is my favorite part of my membership because I get so much free stuff. It's really important to just let them know that like you really truly value this program, because that authenticity that we just talked about comes through in that area as well. So make sure your belief is there in the LRP and the products as well. Then I like to talk to them about the 3 reasons why I like to shop from doTERRA versus Target or Amazon or Walmart or wherever you're getting your things. So number 1, doTERRA has clean products, right? I don't feel like I ever have to read a label from anything that doTERRA is selling, because they are very meticulous about every single ingredient in every product. Greenwashing is a thing. Most people are familiar with this, and that is what happens when you're in the store. You're having to look at every single thing if you're trying to be conscious of what you're bringing into your home. And so with doTERRA, you don't have to do that. So that's important. Reducing toxicity will lead to a lot of reduction in health issues. Second reason I like to shop from doTERRA is essential oil infused products. Every single product has essential oils in it, whether it's your toothbrush or toothpaste or your face wash or your shampoo or your cleaners. And so simply by using these products that you're already using every day, you are using through doTERRA, you're exposing yourself to all kinds of different oils. And the more oils we're giving our bodies exposure to, the greater wellness outcomes we're going to see. And so I love the fact that I'm multitasking, right? By brushing my teeth with On Guard toothpaste, I'm boosting my immune system and without even having to think about it or do anything extra. And so that's a huge benefit when it comes to your wellness. And then the third reason I like to shop from doTERRA is that I'm supporting a company that's making a difference. When I shop at Amazon, I don't know what Jeff Bezos is doing with my money. I probably don't want to know. But I know that when I shop with doTERRA, that co-impact sourcing and healing hands and supporting small business, like your purchases are a vote for the world you want to see, because you are truly lifting lives on the other side of the bottle and small business in your local community simply through shopping through doTERRA. And so that is the third reason why I have made that switch. So then I like to plug them into a really cool resource. I call this the Swap Where You Shop Guide. I actually got this a long time ago from I don't know who. I've made some updates to it. But I share this screen with them, and I actually send this to them as well. And so I let them know that the best way to maximize their membership and their health benefits and wellness results is to swap where they shop. So go through this list, check off on the left-hand column all the things you use in your home, then go through and your cabinets and say, what am I going to be rebuying this month anyways, right? And instead of getting it from Target or Walmart or wherever, order the doTERRA alternative through your loyalty rewards order. You know, you don't have to go through and throw everything in your cabinets away and drop $500 at doTERRA. You can slowly start to make these shifts and do it through loyalty rewards and get a ton of it for free. So through shopping through doTERRA, because of loyalty rewards, I'm not spending any more money than I was when I was shopping at Target or Amazon or Walmart. And so there's so many benefits to just slowly starting to make these shifts and changing something out every month. And loyalty rewards makes that very, very affordable. The next thing I like to share with them is the next steps checklist. So I created this as kind of like a best practices for getting started off on the right foot with doTERRA. You can create this and do anything you want with it, but a couple of things that I recommend doing. I did create a 15-minute membership made easy video with some tips and tricks and tools of the trade, just things for helping them get more familiar with using their oils in all the ways. I cover LRP and Swap Where You Shop again in that video. So I asked them to watch that video, schedule their wellness consult, which we get to check off right there because we're doing that as we speak. Download the doTERRA Shop app, because we all know that's the easiest way to manage your orders, and the new features and functionality that the Shop app has with that search bar and that QR code is pretty cool. So I kind of show them that resource as well. Setting up loyalty rewards, joining our team Facebook groups, and then completing an online experience. So we use a system that allows us to do different online education experiences, but you can do anything if you don't have something like that. You could do one of the doTERRA courses or just something else. It's basically encouraging them to take a next step in continuing education. And so when they complete all the items on this checklist, they text me and then I send them a diffuser bracelet. You could send them literally anything, a roller blend, a car diffuser. There's so many simple little things that people love that you can incentivize them for completing these things. And then additionally, I do offer extra bonuses, gifts from me for doing loyalty rewards at 100 PV. So if they do 100 PV the following month, I give them a reference book. I typically use the Essentials of the Earth Spiral Bound books, but you can really use any book. You've built value in that book by using it as you were going through their health goals. And so they quickly see that like, oh, I need this because it's going to help me use what I've got. And then month 2, I send them a little diffuser. You can do doTERRA diffusers. There's also some really affordable options on Amazon. I mean, there's different things you can do, but you can really plug in any gifts here. I've seen people do like travel roller sets, right? Just get some cute labels and you can make some really affordable gifts. Oil cases, right? Really fun little oil cases. There's all kinds of things you can do. But I find that this really helps a lot with helping them get those 2 LRP orders in, which right now we're all going for that incentive trip, right? So that's really beneficial for that, for you. And then for them, it really helps them get a solid foundation of products under their belt in their first 3 months. So the last thing I like to do with them is log into their account and set up LRP. So there's 2 ways we can do this. If they are on a phone, which many people are, I ask them permission to log into their account and share my screen with them and walk them through this. If they are on a computer, I encourage them to, I make them the host, let them share their screen, and I let them drive as I talk them through how to set up LRP. So I literally will set up a sample LRP order. And I will kind of, as we're doing this, explain, some of the benefits, the product of the month, the free shipping for 100 PV, the difference between PV, all those different things and the ins and outs. And then every single thing we talked about as we were going through their health goals that was on their wish list, I add all of it to the cart. I know that sounds crazy, but I add it all to the cart so they can see it all right there. And then we start moving stuff over to the wish list. So this is really important because and a lot of times they're not necessarily taking the notes that you are. Hopefully you are taking notes. We're going to talk about that. But this helps them remember all the products you talked about because you're putting it into their wish list right there on the spot. And then they can simply re-add it to their cart. And then I ask them, especially if I'm driving, like, would you like me to go ahead and save this so you can simply log in, click and edit it however you want, or would you like to recreate this later on your own? I would say probably 9 times out of 10, they say go ahead and save it because you've put fractionated coconut on their oil cap stickers, veggie capsules, the things that they know they need anyways. You've probably talked about a product or 2 that is going to be a priority for them for their health goals. And so they're ready to go ahead and set this up. And then I will kind of take them through the website and just show them a couple of my favorite things, right? If you're a product of the product, you have some favorites. And those are going to be the things that you can speak most passionately and most confidently about. So I love to go in and show people the On Guard product lines, particularly the toothpaste and mouthwash, the sunscreen, the skincare, the shampoo and conditioner bars. These are some of my favorite things. And as we're going through and I'm showing them those things, I say, do you want me to add this to your wish list? And you're just clicking that little heart as you're going through and you're helping them build out that wish list right there. And then I do like to show them just a couple other things on the website, where the product availability link is, where the ebooks and courses are, the Source to You website, different resources and things, live chat, right? How to contact customer service. So you really get them kind of comfortable with using that website. So then I like to just quickly cover what's next, right? You want them to have something next to do or be somewhere or go to, right? So whether that is, in-person events, we try to do in-person customer events every month or every other month, or something doTERRA Corporate Reclaim Your Health is happening right now. So there's always Reclaim Your Health that you can send people to right now, which is really great. I also like to plug them into continuing education. I'm sure some of your upline has some CE or you have a CE going on through Zooms and things like that. So plugging them into continuing ed that's happening on your teams. doTERRA Corporate often does the education things on the different products, Zooms, Facebook groups, different resources like that for continuing education and places they can go. And then I like to ask them if they would like to host a class or a workshop. This is going to help continue to expand your network. And at that point, I also mention the Refer a Friend program and show them how to access their Refer a Friend link. Last but not least, I plant the seed. right? And so you always want to end with asking them if they are open to the idea of creating an income with doTERRA. Now, a lot of times they are not at this point, and that's okay because they've just received a lot of information. They've just, been to a class or whatever educated them, and now they've gone through all this information. But this is going to literally get them to start thinking in this direction. And a great tip that I think Tatiana Timofeeva, I think I heard this from. She's asked questions throughout the wellness consult to get to know them, things about their job or their previous experience or their hobbies, things like that. And if they seem like somebody who's going to be good at doTERRA or somebody that you want to work with, let them know. Just be like, I think you would be really good at this, and I would really love to work with you because I get to work with some really amazing women or men, whoever might be you might be working with. But breathe that belief into them as you're planting the seed, and even if they're not ready to sprout yet, that has been something that the foundation has been laid for, which is really important. So a couple more tips and tricks. Number one, get the wellness consult scheduled. I hear from a lot of people like, how do you get it scheduled? I can't seem to follow up with them or they don't respond. And so truly this starts with your mindset. For me, this is the next step, period. It's a non-negotiable. And so when I'm enrolling someone, I'm like, okay, here's what's going to happen next. When you get your tracking info, let me know when your order is going to arrive. We're going to get your wellness consult on the calendar. We're going to unpack what you got. We're going to help you go build out some protocols. I'm going to show you how around your online account. You build value into what you're doing, and you set that expectation as if there's really no other option. Truly having that mindset will transfer to them, and then you will be successful. Scheduling it right at the time of enrollment is an option as well. But just making sure that this is part of your process and this is what you do. I probably have about a 90 to a 95% success rate of getting wellness consults with every single enrollment because I truly feel this is such an important appointment that's so beneficial for them and so important for your business. Allow for about an hour for these, right? Block an hour. I'll be honest, sometimes it goes a little long, like an hour and 15 minutes. It just depends on how much they want to chat through their health goals and things like that. Take notes, guys. It is so important to record what your interactions with them are, what their health goals are, what their interests are, because as you continue to follow up with them and work with them in the future, or new products come out or promotions are happening, you can speak relevantly to your conversation, and then they feel really well cared for. You don't want to forget about some traumatic situation that they're dealing with, and then the next time you talk to them, it's like that you never even had that conversation. It doesn't make them feel cared for. So be sure you're taking notes. I'm a paper person. I literally have a spiral bound notebook that I have a page for each person, and I have a post-it with my agenda for wellness consults, and I just slap that on each page as I go. If you, of course, can do this electronically as well. It is never too late to schedule one, right? So if you have a lot of customers who haven't had a wellness consult, call it a wellness consult, call it a wellness check-in. You can do this for anybody at any time. It does not have to be immediately after enrollment. So start thinking about who you need to connect with, who would benefit from this, who's maybe been inactive for a while, or maybe is struggling with some health challenges. Start to reach out. I kind of incorporate this and translate this into the wellness check-in, right? I like to do this periodically. So creating a support system schedule for your customers is really important, whether you want to enroll them, do the wellness consult, check with them in a week later, and then a month later, and then a month after that, then 3, whatever your time frame is, set a schedule, plug them into it, and keep track, because keeping consistent connection with your customers, especially when they're starting lifelong vitality or MetaPower or things that are going to require a little bit of support, especially on the front end, being there and available to them is really, really important. So honestly, like wellness consults, it's super valuable for your business and your customers. If you are not prioritizing these, you are doing your customers a huge disservice, right? If you are going to sell them something, it is your responsibility to give them the whole picture and to help them see results. So I hope this was helpful and with some tips and tricks that you can use. And if you guys have any questions,